So everybody, this is adjusting journal entries part 11. This is for office supplies. So with office supplies, these are an asset until they are used, or I would always like to say until our employees take them away, but they're an asset, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this, and what we're going to oftentimes see is we're going to say, oh, we did a count of the office supplies, and this is the ending balance. And based on that information, we're going to go ahead and make the adjustment. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example. So over here for office supplies, right over here on September 1st, Beta purchases $10,000 of office supplies on account. So this is going to be a little bit different. So what are we going to do over here? Right over here, we're going to have, let's go ahead and do office supplies on 9/1/22 for 10,000. Now, if I'm buying these on account, it means it's going to be an account payable. An account payable is a liability, right? So over here, my accounts payable are going to be a liability. I'm going to go ahead and record that with a credit. Then it says on September 1st, I pay the amount due from September 1st, right? So if I'm paying the amount due, I'm going to be crediting cash for $10,000. So I'm going to do this over here on 10/1/22. We'll move this over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm crediting cash for 10/1/22, but once I pay this amount that I owe, do I still have this account payable? The answer is going to be no. So right over here on 10/1/22, this is going to be a debit to accounts payable. I paid the amount due, so this is now going to be 0. Didn't have to show you that, not really part of the problem, but it's always good to have practice. Now, tells me over here on December 31st, my office supplies had a remaining balance of 3,500. So on 12/31/22, my ending balance in office supplies was 3,500 bucks. Now, does 10,000 equal 3,500? No, right? We know that. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to use the power of calculus to figure this out. So here I'm going to have 10,000 minus X equals 3,500. When I isolate X, I'm going to subtract 3,500 from both sides. So X minus basically over here, 10,000 minus 3,500 equals X. X is going to be equal to 6,500. So I'm going to put this $6,500 credit. 10,000 minus 6,500 gives me 3,500. So when I come over here to look at, for every credit, I need a debit. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to debit office supplies expense to show the use of those office supplies. And this is going to be on 12/31/22. This is going to be my adjusting journal entry. Right? So again, first step, how much do I have in there to begin with? Second step, what's the remaining amount? Remaining amount is 3,500. How do I get from here to here? 10,000 is not equal 3,500, but 10,000 minus 6,500 is 3,500. Credit office supplies, debit office supplies expense. So on 12/31/22, I'm always doing my adjusting journal entries at the period end or the month end. So I'm going to debit over here, office supplies expense. Remember, I record expenses with a debit. So I'm going to debit office supplies expense. I'm going to credit office supplies. My assets went down. So I'm showing a decrease in my asset. And this is going to be to record or office supplies expense. So that's our video over here. I want to thank you for joining me here today. Please feel free to leave your questions below and appreciate your liking and subscribing to these videos. Have a great day.